Hello, my name is Bradley and I'm your host of The Internal Game. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about presence over performance, presence over persona, and going from self-conscious to conscious of self. Okay, so when we are self-conscious, right, basically unconsciously worrying what other people think about us, thinking what other people think about us, trying to change things about ourselves. Oh, what does this mean? Do they think I'm this? Right? Just so we're loved, validated, appreciated, accepted, things like that. Okay, so the kicker here is there are no others. You don't know what anyone else thinks, you know what you think. And so this is all projection. We get scared that other people are thinking about us what we think about us. Now, with everyone as yourself pushed out, you may hear the mirror reflected. People may say things to you that kind of add on to what it is that you think about self that like match this exactly. You're like, oh my God, they think this, right? And we react like, oh my God, so-and-so thinks this and people think this about me. But really, they just reflected what you think about you, right? So there are no others. Now, the problem with this being self-conscious is it's not who you are. It's still a mind-made self. Again, illusion. So we want to go from self-conscious, right, which is worried about our performance, trying to keep up with a persona, so we're this image of ourselves, so we're liked and loved and appreciated, and we're going to perform so people can see our worth. Right? When you start to be more conscious of self and get in touch with what it is that you actually are, the stillness underneath this self. And you stop worrying about how you're being perceived and get in touch with the one that perceives, right? All these things are going to drop away naturally. They will come up. You will see it without attachment, right? When you start to be more still, put your focus on your inner body, on your breathing, being more aware of this being underneath the thinker, right? Beneath the thinker, beneath thought, and which is where the self-consciousness is coming from. Thought, right? Belief about self. And so when this happens, these things are going to come up a little bit. You'll realize, oh wow, like I usually do this to please people. I think I feel obligated to do things for my family or my friends just so they still accept me and they love me. I noticed that like I put on a mask during these types of situations, or maybe even all the time. And you'll be able to look at it like with distance, with space between this being and this character that you've been playing, that's very self-conscious, right? That doesn't know that it's projecting itself onto other people. Okay? So we want to get in touch with the presence, this being, because this is going to dissolve this illusion. This false sense of self that is rejected, needs to perform, that has this image to keep up with, that people think I'm this, and that's why people like me. And I do these things so people like me. And when I do these things, people tend to like me or show me that they like me. So I got to keep these things up. And in the meantime, I walk around wondering what people think about me, not knowing that I think they think about me what I think about me, and I'm projecting this onto them, and now I'm scared, because if they really thought about me what I thought about me, then they wouldn't love me or accept me or validate me, right? So we're going to put on a mask. We have to get out of this. This is, number one, living in illusion. Number two, it's kind of painful to unconsciously feel unworthy and unaccepted and not loved for who you are. And sometimes it gets so bad that you don't even really know who you are. So we want to get in touch with the presence. You do this by focusing on the breath, like I said. You do this by feeling the inner body. You do this by watching thoughts, watching them, being the observer, being the one who perceives, not the thing perceived. If you do this, you will see like in real time that these things come up, and you have a choice to like latch onto them, like the people pleasing, the wearing the mask still, the doing things to be loved, seen, validated, heard, things like that. And you will see that, oh wow, like this is just something I was being, but it's not what I am. And the cool part about this is when you start not attaching, not identifying with these thought patterns, these behaviors anymore, then you're naturally going to get the things that you said that you wanted anyway from these people, because you're going to feel that wholeness within. You're not self-conscious anymore. You're conscious of the being underneath, and you're actually conscious of this old self because you're able to see it without being it, and you can choose to let it go in the present moment. You are the presence where all of these things take place, where everything takes place. And I think that, you would do yourself and the world, by the way, a big service by getting in touch with it and going from performance to presence, going from persona, this image that I have to keep up with myself that I don't even really like, by the way, a lot of times, because I feel like I'm abandoning myself to make someone happy or validate somebody, because I feel obligated to do these things so they love me and like me. And you go from that to presence, and you go from self-consciousness to conscious of self. This is the actual confidence. This is the actual being. This is everything that it is that you actually want, that you may think is in the person or the job or the accolades. When I finally get these things, presence breaks through the illusion. It drops it all together. I mean, again, imagine God walking around wondering what people thought about it. Imagine the all, like consciousness itself, walking around wondering what people thought and like, oh my God, I gotta do this. No, that's not how that works. It's like it's just an unconscious, like seeking approval. It's separate. It's basically separation. The egoic mind, identification mind, any type of mind makes self feel separate. That's why when we hear these teachings and you're like, oh, like, I know I'm connected to everything. It's like, but the mind doesn't feel that way. It doesn't. It feels, that's why it's so kind of hard to believe sometimes that like you can influence something or somebody and with a person or things or events, because you're like, man, it feels so separate. I feel so separate from. Because the whole time we're perceiving it based on the belief system anyway. And a lot of times that belief system doesn't want what it is that you say that you want, because then it couldn't survive. And it damn sure can't survive in the now when you become conscious, right? So when you go from self-consciousness to conscious of self, all this illusion, these things that you think that you are, start to drop away. And you're going to get a different reflection from these people that you are affirming so much to see some change, from these people that you are, or these things that you're affirming so much to bring into your life. They will start to shift naturally because you have shifted. And you'll get different natural thoughts and different natural ideas and perspectives about things, because you're no longer stuck in illusion and in the false. Okay? So go from being self-conscious. Watch your patterns in real time. Watch them. Be present with them. Like, notice when you start to change your tone, or you change the things that you would normally not say just to say, and you feel yourself in a different role throughout the day, going from better than, less than, better than, less than, and become conscious of this. Because when you're conscious of it, you're no longer being it, and these things will naturally drop away. This whole game is just to awaken, just to realize what it is that you are. And until we're actually kind of intently doing this by like bringing some awareness to what it is we're doing internally and in our thoughts and our behaviors and how we run from emotions and things like that, then it's just program that we keep running every day in fear of in fear of losing something and what someone thinks, and hopes of getting something but thinking that we're not going to get it, we're not going to be okay, living in illusion. And to bring awareness to these things naturally drop away, and then you will see a different reflection because you are being entirely different, because this is an inside-out game. Self-consciousness is thinking outside in. That I need these people to think something about me. I need them to think of me this way so I feel good about myself, and it's the opposite. Performance-based over presence-based is I'm trying to get the accolades so my sense of self can build and these people can respect me and love me and validate me. But it will never be enough. Ever. because it's not who you are. What you're constantly seeking is the present moment. You're just unaware of it because the mind-made self can't exist there. So it'll trick you into thinking that it's over here and over there and all these other great things. But it's right here, right now. So, from self-conscious to conscious of self. From unconscious to conscious. From seeking validations to being validated within, right here, right now, feeling the wholeness right here, right now. You shall see a different reflection. Love you guys. See you soon.